Authorities in Ukraine's port city of Mariupol say they've agreed another temporary ceasefire with Russian forces and are renewing efforts to evacuate some of the 400,000 civilians trapped there. Attempts to get residents out of Mariupol and another city besieged by Moscow's troops in southeastern Ukraine were called off on Saturday. Both sides accused the other of violating a temporary truce. Russian forces resumed their attacks against several key cities. DW's Matthias Bullinger is in Kyiv for us. Matthias, a second attempt today at humanitarian ceasefire to allow for evacuations. Now, there are reports that people have already started to leave. Is the ceasefire more likely to hold today than yesterday?
We don't have a clear picture yet. It seems that people have started to leave, but this is yet to be confirmed. Buses have left this morning for Mariupol, and so far we are not hearing anything that suggests that the ceasefire has been violated so far. So there is hope that this is going to work. We'll know when it's done. I think everything is a little bit fragile at the moment, and we don't even know exactly how this yesterday happened, what happened exactly. So the ceasefire was broken. So carefully optimistic that this time some people will get out, but we need confirmation.
Now, you're in Kyiv. What's the situation there in the capital and surrounds?
You can see that the streets are almost empty here in the capital, and people are still careful. Many have also left the city, so Kyiv resembles a lot, has a lot of resemblance to a ghost town right now. People who have not left are basically staying at home a lot. In the outskirts, we are hearing of severe fights again. We have also heard news that some civilians trying to flee the most contested suburbs, the places where fighting has been taking place for days, where the humanitarian situation is really dire, and where people have been sitting in the shelters for days, that people trying to flee these areas have been shelled, and there was supposed to be a humanitarian corridor there as well. It has not happened yet.
Vladimir Putin warned yesterday that Western sanctions are basically a declaration of war. Is this then the prelude for the next level of escalation?
Nobody dodges Vladimir Putin's warnings anymore after this. I think every threat he makes has to be taken serious. However, the Russian army is engaged now in Ukraine, and it's doing much worse than Putin himself might have anticipated, and also many observers. So this might not be imminent, but the countries that are on his menu that he has appetite for are quite a few, and of course this might also mean at some point that he might engage with countries that are part of NATO. This is not imminent as long as things go the way they are now in Ukraine, but there's no need to dodge Putin's warnings.
What about, Matthias, the infamous stalled convoy? Are there any signs of that getting up and running, and what would that mean?
Again, please. Which convoy?
That infamous convoy that's now stalled, it's the 60-kilometre convoy that's stalled outside of Kyiv.
Yeah, I see. It has been standing there for days, and it has not moving. The best guess is that some technology there is broken, or they don't have supply to move this convoy. It seems to be rather a case of bad planning by the Russian army than an imminent threat. But of course, everything we are hearing, saying, and we think we know is to be seen with caution. The situation is very hard everything is very hard to verify. But the best guess at the moment is that this was never meant to be a huge convoy, but that these cars are stuck on the road, and that this is rather a traffic jam that cannot be resolved than an attacking convoy.
DW's Matthias Bullinger in Kyiv for us. Matthias, thank you.